Hey guys, welcome to another episode, and today we have a graphics card. As you can see, it's RTX3060 from Asus. Also you can see that on the sticker here, and it says RTX3060, so no doubts about it. 12 gigs version. And what can I say about the card? It's, as you can see, it's a small card with one fan only, although it's pretty thick. I would say like 3 slots maybe. I'm not sure, but definitely 2.5 or something like this. But it's actually pretty short, so I think it could fit most of the ITX builds. It's 18 centimeters long, so as I said, should fit most of the ITX builds probably. And it looks really nice. I mean, the shroud looks like almost like new. I don't see any damage or scratches or anything. Back also looks okay. And the most important thing, you can see this original sticker here. It hasn't been touched. So that's always a great news. That's one of the reasons I bought it, to be honest. Because price wasn't that great, I would say, but considering that there was a warranty sticker, and as you can see, it is with the backplate, so you cannot really grab the screw and unscrew it without removing the backplate first. So actually, to remove the screw, you need to unscrew it. And backplate you cannot take off because it's screwed from the other side. So and to access it, you have to remove the heatsink first, so remove those screws. And so that's what we are going to do right now. So we're gonna disassemble the card and see what's wrong with it. I think I could access all the coils and measure everything without disassembling it, but supposedly it's faulty. So whatever it is, probably I need to fix it. Even if it's just a faulty BIOS, I would need to get access to the BIOS chip and then program it or whatever, or remove a tiny capacitor that's faulty or whatever that is. And also, although the card is in great condition, I can see a lot of dust on the heatsink under the fan, and also here sticking to the thermal pad on the memories. So actually, yeah, let's disassemble it and see what's wrong with the card. Alright, so here we have our card. Let's do some measurements. Let's see what's wrong with it. Okay, let me grab some ground first. Some good ground, but then you will not see the measurements. Maybe here, if it's any better. Maybe like so. Okay, so I grab some ground, and let's check the resistance to ground as always, just to know where we are. 0.3 of an ohm, that's fine. So let's start first with 12 volts from the PCI Express slot. 1.2 mega ohm, 1 mega ohm, that's fine. 3.3, 1, 2, 3, 4, pin number 4, and we have 10 kilo ohms, looks good to me. By the way, this coil is probably for 12 volts. Yes, it is. And there's some shunt resistor, maybe it's used as a fuse, I don't know, but it is 0 ohm as it should be, so that's fine. Or maybe it's current sensing resistor, I don't know. So that's that. Let's check another 12 volts, that's one of the most important. And we have 1 mega ohm as well, so we are good here, and this coil is probably for the same. Yeah, it's the same. Then we have what? Then we have the core here. How many? 5, 6. But this one looks there to be something different. Is it bigger than the rest? No, it's the same coil. Okay, so we have what? 5, 6 coils for the core. 0.5, so 0.2 of an ohm higher than ground. So what? Okay. Yeah, or maybe 0.1 even. But it's looking okay. It can be low, I guess, so it's fine. 2 ohms? Okay, now it's going down. So sometimes you need to double check. So those are all cores, should be fine. Let's check this coil over here. And we have 22 ohms. Okay. Not sure what that is. Is that PEX? A bit too high for PEX, I would say. Let's see, because those two maybe 1.8 and then PEX. Okay, this is 1.7 kilo ohm, so that might be 1.8 maybe. But this one, is it PEX? Looks like PEX, although this one has this IC, this square IC with multiple legs on the side, so this looks like it could be 1.8. But this one has this small rectangular IC with legs, with bigger legs. So it's not QFN like this one. So I would say maybe it's like 5 volts or something, but for 5 volts, 22 ohms, that's kind of low. But let's see other coils. So we check this one, let's check here. That's probably memory. Why it's not? Okay, and we have 36 ohms, so that's perfectly fine for memory. And this one, 11 ohms, so maybe that's PEX, especially that again it has this QFN chip, which I would expect on 1.8 or PEX. So I would say this is PEX, this is probably 1.8, so I would say this might be 5 volts. But the resistance on 5 volts, I would say it's too low. So I'm not sure what's going on here. Okay, so that's that. What else can we check? We can check leg number 8 of the BIOS chip, which is this here. And we have kilo ohms, but it's sliding from the leg. Okay, 1.8 kilo ohms, so that looks good. We can check some data lines. Okay, actually I can take it. I need to disassemble it as well, so I need to unscrew it here, here, and here, and here. So 4 screws all together. Let's do it now quickly, as I forgot to do it during the disassembly. I forgot about the backplate. Probably we don't need to take it off, I mean most likely, unless something is shorted on the other side, and we'll find out in a moment. But okay, so now we have it, and it should come off like this. Is there any thermal pad or another screw maybe, like here under the thermal pad? No, but something is holding it still. Where is it? Where is it? I think it's held on the on this screw here, on the back, on the IO port, IO shield. Okay, and now it should come off just like this. So nice. And again, I don't see anything obviously wrong at first glance. No holes, no craters or anything. If we find something, it's probably gonna be smaller. Okay, so let's check the PEX reset. Pin number 1 here, 0.48, I guess that's fine, although a bit low, and 0.8 reference clock, and the other pin same. Are those shorted? Probably not, but just to confirm, no, they are not. This PEX reset is kind of low, but maybe it has something to do with the low resistance, I don't know. On 5 volts, supposedly 5 volts. Oh, and that's nice, because we have measurement points here, so actually we can confirm everything. So PEX, we said it was 11 ohms, sorry, not this one, ohms mode, we said 11 ohms it was, and yeah, 12 ohms, so it's probably the same. 3.3 we said was like a few kilo ohms, it's the same. MEM, we said it was 36 ohms, I think, and it is 1.8. Let's confirm. Yeah, it's in kilo ohms, so that's fine, and that's what we had on the BIOS chip, so it's probably powered with 1.8 and 5 volts. I'm interested in this one because that's the one I was suspecting to be low. Okay, so that's low, so probably we need to inject some voltage and see what's getting warm, although I'll have a quick visual inspection. I won't bother you just going over the entire PCB. If I find something, I'll show you under the microscope. If not, we'll just do the voltage injection. Okay, so we have our card over here. Ignore this is just a reflection on the PCI Express slot, golden plated. And here we have the 5 volt coil. So let me inject, I'm injecting 1 volt. And as you can probably see, or at least I can already see something, let me cover it with my hand so you don't see that many reflections, but here, if you can see here, I'm releasing 5 volts and it disappears. I'm doing it again and you can see. Let's go closer, let's get a better zoom. Not this way. Okay, so again you have good visibility on what's going on, and our chip is getting warm. And this is chip over here, that's our chip, and so it is close to the HDMI port, so maybe it's something related to one of the display ports or HDMI ports, which would make sense because I think those are powered with 5 volts. So yeah, let's see. Okay, so we are under the microscope, as you can see, and this is most likely our faulty chip. I mean, this is our faulty chip, and as you can see, the marking is 53C9, and unfortunately I don't have any other Asus donor cards. Actually, that's quite surprising, but I don't have any, to be honest. I have plenty or some gigabytes. I have some OEMs like Dell or HP, but I don't have any from Asus. So does it mean Asus is a good card or makes good cards. Maybe, or maybe it means gigabytes are not good cards. I don't know. I don't know that, but I know we need this chip, and I already checked off camera, and as I said, I don't have any other Asus card. I tried to look at other cards, and I don't see this chip anywhere. I couldn't find it, but let me show you something else. So I typed the marking on the chip on the internet, and I found this post on Reddit replacing SOT23 dash 5, so that means 5 legs, labeled 53C9 on a that RTX 3060 from Asus. Sounds familiar? Exactly. So if we now look at the photo, it's exactly this chip here, and it's exactly the chip we are missing. I mean, that's faulty for us. Maybe it's even the same card, to be honest. It looks like it's the same card exactly. So with that said, we are somewhere, and I checked the post, and the guy who posted it, he said that it's probably this chip here, GS7615STDBR. Uh, but this one is, I think, based on the name, I'm guessing it's related to DisplayPort. So let's see about that. But also another guy says he found the board with to this actual card, and found this chip that most likely is the chip we need. It's EM5203AJ. Um, so what I did, I tried to find some board views, and I found a board view in PDF for RTX 3070 and 3060, and I found this first chip, U521, and this is the name, the model that was mentioned in the post. But well, I don't think it's this one, and I'll tell you why in a moment. Because again, it mentions DisplayPort and it's powered with 3.3 volts. But then I found the exact the same board view for our card, which is RTX 3060 Phoenix from Asus, and our chip is right here. And this is actually the second one from the post from Reddit. And as you can see, the chip basically has 5 pins. So pin number 1 is DDC 5 volts. So let's remember that. Second one is ground. The third one is DDC 5 volt OC. And then fourth one is DDC 5 volts enable. And this one is probably powering the chip and is powered with 5 volts. So it looks like we need the chip that is powered with 5 volts. And I don't know, I'm just guessing since it's close to the HDMI port, I'm guessing most likely it's somehow related to HDMI. I don't know. We could probably trace the pins, and if it connects to the HDMI. But well, I mean, it doesn't matter for us. What matters is that we need to find the chip, this chip. And as I said, I don't have this chip exactly, but let me show you something else. Okay, so I found a board view for Gigabyte GTX 1660, 6 gigs. So, and I happen to have a card like this, or maybe it's 2060, but the PCB is the same. It's basically using the same PCB. And so I have the matching card, matching this board view, and I found this 5-pin chip over here. And unfortunately, I looked at the card, it doesn't have the markings that we have on our Asus card. But if you look at the board view, we have pin number 1, DDC 5 volts, ground, DDC 5 volts OC, enable, and 5 volts. So it's exactly it has exact same voltages and signals as our chip, and has the same size, the same body. So I guess we could use it as a replacement, and that's what I'm going to do. So I will first replace our chip, our faulty chip, put it aside, extract this one from the donor, and put it instead. And since our chip is close to a capacitor, and it's a bit narrow, not much space there, I will try to desolder it either with a soldering iron, not to use hot air, or maybe with I have like solder iron tweezers, so maybe I could use that as well. So let me check which option is the best, and I'll extract it like this. Okay, so we are back with the card. Let's measure the resistances, because as you have seen, I have replaced the chip. Let's go into the beep mode, so it's beeping, and as you could see, I applied a little bit too much solder, and the chip is slightly not like misaligned, but very slightly, but still the pins are touching the pads perfectly, so it's fine. Just to make sure the pins, especially those 3 pins that are close to each other, are not shorted, and they are not, the middle one being ground. So we are fine here, and let's check if our short is gone. I mean short or low resistance. Let's go back to the resistance mode, and let's see what the resistance is now. And we have kilo ohms. That's perfect for 5 volts. Let's quickly check the rest of the voltages just to make sure we haven't messed anything up. And we have 1.8 on 1.8k on 1.8, and we have hundreds of kilo ohms on 12 volts. Memory, ohms. Specs should be around 11, and we have 11, and 12 volts from the slot, kilo ohms and rising. 1, 2, 3, 4, 3.3 volts, again 10k, perfectly fine. And the core, yeah, it's higher than ground, so I think it's safe to assemble the card and power it on. And this is what the thermal pads should be. I'll show you the thickness on the screen. Alright, so I must say I'm pretty hopeful about this repair, because there was no major issues, and this low resistance on 5 volts, assuming we found a right replacement for our chip, I think we should be good. I hope we will. And in general, I'm pretty hopeful about this repair, so that's why I assembled the card fully, cleaned it very well. It looks brand new right now, and I also applied some good quality thermal paste from Gelid GC Extreme. And I also have, you don't see because it's behind the card, I put an SSD with mats. It's mats for 4000 series, so not sure if it's going to work, but I think it should, because I tried on RTX 3060 Ti and it worked, so it should work. So as I said, I really hope we will get a picture, and if we will, let's also run mats to test the memory, and later, if it's successful, we will run Windows and see if the card installs drivers and then do some testing. So with that said, let me move to the screen so that you can see it better, and let me power on the PC. Screen is on and powering the motherboard. Is anything? Yes, we get a picture. And we have mats running. I think I need to continue. Yes. I won't even speed it up. I think it should be quick enough. Fail. But let me check the report that's saved on the SSD, whether it's actually a fail. And as you can see, the card is running. It's been running Heaven benchmark for quite some time, probably around 2 hours now. And as you can see, we have 12 gigs of RAM, GDDR6 from Samsung. All the parameters are displayed. GA106 LHR. And the only thing is that, so it says that the card is capable of running in PCI Express times 16 4.0, and it's running at PCI Express times 1 3.0. This is, I'm sure this is related to my test bench crappy CPU, crappy motherboard, and then basically maybe something with the drivers as well, because this is on my test SSD, so I'm installing tons of drivers every time I'm testing something with this, whether it's laptop or desktop. So definitely I will check it, double check it on my PC at home, but I'm pretty sure it's running perfectly fine. And also temperature wise, it's looking really good, 65 degrees on the GPU and 76, 7 on the hotspot. So delta is around what, 12 degrees, so I think it's perfectly fine for one fan card. Okay, so the card confused me a little bit, but I installed it in my personal PC, which is based on AM5, and let me show you something. So I'm running GPU-Z right now, and as you will see in a second, we have PCI Express times 16 4.0, and now it switched immediately to times 16 1.1, and that doesn't look right to me. But right now, if we run Heaven benchmark, run, and we go to GPU-Z, you can see it's back to times 16 4.0. And I mean, I checked it already. We can, I'm not gonna, show you that for an hour, but it stays like this. You can believe me. I tested that off camera. So, and once I So this seems right now, but when I quit the Heaven benchmark, so not only the benchmark itself, but even the app, it's still at times 4, as you can see. Sorry, 4.0, and now it's back to 1.1. So yeah, so feels like it's switching. So either the reading in GPU-Z is acting weird, or maybe the card is somehow switching itself under load. I don't know, but the 3D Mark score is typical for RTX 3060, and everything else seems fine. Also, you will ask, what about the memory errors we've seen before? Well, let me show you now, and let's run a memory test maths right now together. And we are in the BIOS right now, and we have a boot menu here. Let me run the maths test from the USB stick I have right here, and let's see together if we get any errors. So it's running, you can probably see it, okay? So the test is running, it should be quite fast, and let's observe the corner here. And we have a pass, and we have no errors on any of the memory banks. Okay, so to summarize, I consider the card fixed, and as I said, it's either that GPU-Z reading is just acting weird, or maybe it's an issue related to my test bench, because my test bench is actually AM4 with A320 motherboard and AMD Ryzen 5 3200 APU. So this combo may be limiting the graphics card, and maybe in terms of PCI Express, I don't think it even supports 4.0. I think it was from 500 series motherboards. So that may be the issue. Again, I'm a bit surprised by the reading on my AM5 platform, but as you could see, we didn't have the memory errors anymore, and under load it's running as it should be, and it's perfectly fine. So concluding all that, I think we have a fix. Thank you for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Let me know in the comments what you think about this repair, and since you made it till the end of the video, I'm pretty sure it's worth smashing that subscribe button.